let's do a little friendly game of rock, paper, scissors. I'm pretty good, so watch
What's
out.
the bet?
Well, the loser will find that out at the end of the video. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Okay. 2 out of 3.
I'm really nervous. I don't know. Okay. Rock, paper. Oh.
You lost anyways.
No,
Okay.
we have to count.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see
We'll
what
start
you
over.
saw. I stole
Okay.
my scissors.
Okay, ready? Rock,
1,
paper,
2, 3.
scissors.
No, you on 3, Jackie.
What are you doing?
You go rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay. Now you know what
I've
I'm
done
going to do.
scissors 3 times in a row now. So
Okay.
there's a little 4.
Now I have to think. Ready?
Rock,
1,
paper,
2, 3,
scissors,
shoot. You did it 4 times in a row. I can't believe you did that. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes. Oh, tiebreaker. Okay, I know. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah!
Dang it! I hate losing.
Don't worry, it'll be a surprise. It's gonna be fun for you. For me, I meant. Okay, ready?
Well, anyway, that was gnarly, and I have no idea what I signed up for, so I'm kind of nervous. So
I'm
anyway,
excited about this.
flustered.
I won.
So we definitely now need bubbles, because bubbles is what we're tasting today.
I need to celebrate my victory, so I can't wait to pour myself some bubbles.
Yeah. So all of these wines, wines that sparkle, wines that have a little effervescence. That's a great word. We've got bubbles in a can that are great for everything, and we'll get into that. And then we even have a little bubbly rosé. So my name is Carrie. I'm with Tastings, and today I have Jackie of Amphora with me, my now biggest rival. And she's going to tell us all about these wines.
Cool. Hi, I'm Jackie, rock, paper, scissors champion of 2020.
No.
If you haven't seen that. And today we're going to be drinking some bubbles from all over the world. So we have some Italian, some Spanish, and some Oregon. So kind of our neck of the woods in the Northwest. Let's get rolling.
Yes,
Cool.
I'm so excited. I love this wine. It's in a can, but it's still awesome.
So, first winery we are going to is Scarpetta. So, this is a Master Sommelier's project. We've actually done one of their wines in a previous Tastings wine video. But the fun thing is finally campsites are opening up and people are outdoors and the sun is out. So, we are camping and hiking and biking and beach, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And so, these are awesome to carry along with you. These are their Scarpetta Frico Frizzante cans. They come in a 4-pack, and they're, I think, a little under $3 a can. So it's delicious.
An awesome deal, yeah.
Yeah, it's a killer little deal.
Yep.
So Master Sommelier Bobby Stuckey, who worked at the French Laundry, now owns Frasca Restaurant and owns a wine line called Scarpetta. This is the Frizzante. We're going to actually talk about a couple different styles of sparkling wine today. This first one is what's called tank method or Charmat method. So we're going to end with the method champenois, which is how you make champagne. But starting with the tank method, which is what they usually do with Prosecco and Lambrusco, and a couple other regions will do this tank method. You start with making a still wine, and then you put it in a tank and add the yeast and sugar, and secondary fermentation starts happening in the tank, but it's pressurized, and so the CO2 that gets let off once the yeast eat the sugar and turn it to alcohol and put off CO2, it gets trapped in the tank, causing bubbles.
Yeah.
So this
naturally happens.
their Frizzante kind of Prosecco style. This is 50% actually Trebbiano, which is not typically used in Prosecco. The grape in Prosecco is Glera. So this has 25% Glera and 25% Chardonnay. Just kind of adds a little richness texture to it. So how do you like this?
I love this wine. It's super easy to drink. I mean, I can see, it's the perfect camping, beach, anything, go-to, easy drinking, bubbly. And it's in a can.
Yeah.
It will sneak up on you. It is 10%, but that's why we have it to party.
And this is actually a 250 milliliter can. So 3 of those are equivalent to a bottle of wine. So it's a killer price point, and it's just supposed to be quaffable, and
Yeah, and
just
it
drink
is.
it, and
Yeah, it's
can-
crisp and clean.
yeah,
and
throw a little
easy.
splash of juice in there, and
Yes,
make
I
yourself
love
a
that.
funky little mimosa, or
Yeah.
just drink it because it's clean and it's not like riddled with a bunch of sugar like some inexpensive bubbles that you buy. So
Also perfect for cocktails too. There's a ton of cocktails out there that you need bubbles for. And these are easy. You don't have to worry about opening a full bottle of bubbles. I know sometimes I hesitate on making my French 75s. Yeah, because I don't want to open a whole bubble.
Yep.
But these are perfect for it, and there's 4 of them.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I love
Awesome.
it.
Cool. We're actually going to stay in Italy. We kind of
Yes.
did a little swap around after tasting how like cool and salty and powerful that rosé was. So we are going to stay in Italy and move to Veneto, to a really, really cool winery called Gregoletto. This is imported by one of my favorite importers, Kermit Lynch. And this is a
Look at
really,
that.
really cool old house. These guys actually started in the year 1600, so they're over 400 years old. This is Prosecco. They can't classify it as DOCG, so it's a DOC because it's actually under crown cap. I'll tell you the process that this wine is made. It's cool. You see a little
I know,
cloudiness
it's
in there.
so cool.
So this is what's called a colfondo, and this is where, unlike Charmat or tank method, this is actually secondary fermentation happens in the bottle. So primary fermentation, then they bottle the wine and put a crown cap on it, and secondary fermentation happens in the bottle, just like method traditionnel or method champenois, like champagne, but they don't disgorge this. So champagne, you end up riddling and racking and getting all the dead yeast cells out and putting a cork in there and basket and letting it age. These guys actually age it on the lees and then leave the fine lees in there.
Lees is dead yeast.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
it adds a little cloudiness. And what these guys say, they actually say you can kind of stir or kind of agitate the Prosecco and mix it in, which we did today. So
Yeah.
it's a little cloudy.
so cool.
And it adds a kind of fun, yeasty, there's a lot of pithy kind of
Yeah, there
grapefruit
is,
pith in there, which I
But
really love.
there's still fruit on the wine. I still
so
get
pretty.
some like apple and pear and
Mm-hmm. Pear for sure.
almost like an orange rind thing
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, it's
And
really cool.
the Gregolettos. So these guys actually say if you want to pour the clear liquid off of the lees or the fondo from the colfondo, then you can use that last inch of liquid in the bottle in your risotto. So
Oh,
that's
my
their
gosh.
recipe. You can log on to their website and they have a traditional risotto recipe where they put their Gregoletto Prosecco lees or fondo in their risotto,
Oh my
which
gosh,
is kind of fun.
I'm doing that ASAP.
And each bottle has a little different amount of lees at the bottom, so they call it vino vivante or
Oh, that's so
living
cool.
wine.
Even
so-
better to buy more bottles. to
Exactly.
experience.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
feeling so
This one's
inspired.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
super cool wine. The color's really neat. I think this is an awesome one to bring I say this all the time. I'm so sorry if I'm constantly repeating myself. But it's still a really cool party wine. Because you're going to pour this bubbly for your friends and they'll be like, what the heck? And then you can be like, let me tell you. I know all of these cool facts and why it's this color.
I love it. It is fun and it's super dry. Sometimes Proseccos will have a little residual sugar on them.
It's super dry.
And this one's dry for sure.
This is very, very dry.
Yeah, it's fun.
Which I dig. I love this wine. So cool.
Cool.
Love that there's a risotto recipe.
Yay. All right, now we are turning this one. So we wanted to do all sorts of bubbles and to kind of sparkle up. Hence why I wore my champagne shirt for you all. And I snuck a chocolate in there because there are a couple white wines or some rosés like a Picpoul or chocolates that you'll get this slight effervescence or which I call like a sprightliness, but it's not carbonated. So they don't go through secondary fermentation to make the bubbles like the other 3. But there is slight CO2 trapped in the tank. This is all stainless steel. And then when they bottle it, chocolate a lot of times will have a slight zestiness and a little bit of bubbles. Since we already opened this, you're not going to actually visually see the bubbles right now, but it's a little lighter and fluffy and fizzy. So this is a winery from Spain.
Oh no, I
From-
have some gas.
Yeah,
so.
you do have
Yeah.
a little.
Oh man, I do not. Sometimes the words out of my mouth, I am so
Can't take her
sorry,
anywhere.
Internet.
so, whoa. So
Anyway.
this is a winery called Bodegas Aizpurua. I'm gonna pull myself together here to grab myself. You're just need a little drink. A winery called Bodegas Aizpurua, and this is from Guitarria.
Can we cut? I cannot.